Do it.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Welcome to the Black Lincoln Collective Podcast.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'll make it pop.
With your host, Parker. Featuring the sultry sounds of Fred and also Alan on the board.
Let's go already.
And now, let's start the damn show.
Welcome, one and all, to the 184th edition of the BLC Podcast.
Fasten
okay.
your seatbelts. It's going to be a
One more time for your
We're
funky
as good as ever.
Yes.
We're the official podcast of Never Getting Better. We are proudly broadcasting to you live from the EC studios, scattered all across the upstate of South Carolina. And you can catch us on YouTube, Insta, Facebook, Blue Sky, and wherever all your favorite podcasts are sold. And of course, at americasfavoritepodcast.com. And now it's the guy who can't afford to give him a nickname this week. It's Fred.
I can't. I'm just.
It's inflation.
I'm a man with no name. The rent is too damn high.
That's right.
Yes.
The rent on
And
the
also,
writers that charge me too much. The problem is our Indian writing staff got tariffed.
Yes.
they got terrific.
Yep.
And as always, the peanut butter complected brother that's never neglected. Sometimes his penis got infected. Alan OTB.
My claps got tariffs also, so I don't have any.
We got
And
nothing.
my
We can't
penis
afford
is-
Took him
anything.
back.
That's all allegedly.
Yeah,
Well,
he
because-
took him back.
Fred, almost all of our show is produced overseas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's not great for us, honestly. These tariffs are
I
not
know,
great for us.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's been a tumultuous week all over and enduring everything. And I'm sure it'll probably be even more tumultuous whenever you've listened to this. But tumultuous means crazy,
Crazy.
stressful.
Okay.
Went to the doctor and they were like, "How you doing?" I was like, "The world." And they're like, "Take more drugs. Here's more drugs." And I was like, "Oh, all right." Legitimately, that's exactly how it went down. But so it's been a crazy thing. We all know that. But Fred,
Yeah.
as we aim, our goal and our aim is to inform, to enlighten, and to love.
Yeah.
And so, Fred, in order for us to do those things, we
Who's
have
that
pulled some strings. We made some calls. We kissed some babies and rang some doorbells and touched some butts and did what we had to do. Made our $20 one way or the other. And we were able to get on a hopefully dear new friend of the show who realistically, hopefully never comes on again. However, I feel like over the next 4 years, we may look back and say, this was the least insane person that we had on our show.
Oh.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if he's going to be able to come in soon or how this is going to work, but I'd love to introduce the one and only Tariff Sheriff.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here, boys. My name
Tariff, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today about tariffs, of course, and their impact on the economy and industries. To begin, can you just real quickly for our listeners, could you explain how tariffs are affecting trade in, let's say your town, not necessarily the whole world, but just explain it in your world.
Well, I was mighty kind of you to ask me that there, partner. I told you. Yeah, truth is, these tariffs here are tighter than a cattle stampede in a canyon box. They're making it tougher for folks around here to trade their goods. What with the prices going up and all. But an extra hit you get up out of our local economy, for sure.
Well, that's very interesting. Can you maybe tell us how local industries are adapting to the higher costs that are caused by these tariffs?
I sure to goddamn well. Good questions you asking there, son. Well, I say some's trying their best, but it's like hitching a mule up to a plow on a sand dune. It ain't easy. The blacksmith, goddamn, the music is loud, brother.
Yeah. Can you put a tariff? Can you slap a tariff on that
I'm
music?
gonna slap tariffs. That's right. Slap tariffs on music. 55% more.
55% less.
That's right. Less
Reverse
music.
tariff.
That's right. Because being the Tariff Sheriff, I can do that. Give me all authority and powers. But like I say, it ain't easy. The blacksmith, for one, he's been having trouble getting steel since most of it comes from over yonder. But when it does find it, it's costing more than a prospector's lucky streak. Folks are getting creative, but it's a heap of trouble, I tell you.
I understand that, man. Have you noticed any effects on the cost of good for everyday folks around here?
Oh, you bet your bottom butt I have. Prices keep climbing up faster than a jackrabbit being chased by a wild coyote. Well, even a simple sack of flour doesn't near double what it used to be. Ain't fair for hard-working folks. Already struggling making ends meet. It's got some folks pinching pennies so tight they squeaking. You ever hear Abe Lincoln pinch a penny so tight you hear Abe Lincoln go, that's what it sound like.
That's true. Well, you're from now, Tariff Sheriff. Where exactly are? I know that you've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And I know that
I'm from a small town in Texas called Podunk.
Podunk, Texas.
Podunk, Texas.
That's against the accent, Alan.
D-U-N-K.
Makes sense. Well, do you believe that these tariffs have had any unintended consequences on the relationships between different towns or, trading partners? Again, we're using the analogy of towns.
Of town, like we slapping. No, we ain't slapping them on towns. We slapping them on countries.
But if the towns are the countries, you see.
I get your meaning there, fella. I get it.
We're trying to keep it local so people can understand it.
I get it. You're going to keep it simple. You're going to kiss it.
Right.
Keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you
okay.
You're a sheriff.
I sheriff.
In Texas, are sheriffs elected or are they
we're both
promoted? Well, I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Just like everywhere else.
Yep.
Okay. Now I reckon, sure. We used to be the ones who swapping goods with other towns, like bees trading pollen. But folks are getting real ornery, finger pointing about who's to blame for this here mess. Can't say it's done anything good for your neighbor's feelings. More like rattling a hornet's nest with a stick.
That's a lot. That's a pretty good perspective, Sheriff. Now,
sure.
If you were able to speak directly to the policymakers making these, deciding these tariffs, what is the message you would share with them?
Well, I reckon I'd tell them, won't y'all saddle up your own horse out here, ride on out here, take a gander at all the trouble y'all been stirring up. You walk a mile in these boots. You see that? What it's like in fellow folks who live here with these choices. They shouldn't be playing poker of people's livelihoods, you understand me? Because I know they're bluffing. See it in their eyes.
It's true. Well, Sheriff, so let me ask you a question. You're giving us, I appreciate the insight you've been giving us. I really do. It's very,
I try
very insightful.
Best, man. I can only tell you what I know now.
That's true. But my question is, if the tariffs were to, let's say they were to go away, we were to go back, and I know that they won't never entirely.
You won't get rid of them. You won't get rid of them.
Well, let's say if you were to,
what are you, one of them bleeding heart liberals?
Well, let me ask you something, Tariff Sheriff. Aren't you supposed to, Tariff Sheriff? Aren't you supposed to be for The tariffs.
That's what I'm trying to get to. Are you pro tariff? Because that's what I was trying to ask.
Well,
if you go away, are you out of a
Well,
job?
you gonna tell me? Look here. What's my name? I
The
am
Tariff
the
Sheriff.
Tariff Sheriff. Now, what you thought? I wouldn't be anti-tariff if I was the Tariff Sheriff. I'd be the tariff not sheriff if it was that way. So you know I'm pro-tariff
Right.
because I'm the sheriff.
Because that's your job.
That's right. I
But are
ride
you
horses
pro-
and I'm slapping tariffs.
do you get higher? Do you get paid more if there are higher tariffs, or is it the same?
The more tariffs, the more money. The more money, the more tariffs.
More sheriffs.
More tariffs for tariffs. I got deputy tariff sheriff.
That's right. You got a whole tariff sheriff family.
I got a whole tariff sheriff
town.
Monero.
It sounds like.
It's unimaginable. All of them got horses.
Yeah, I hear it. That's what I hear. You have tariff sheriff Gareth.
Tariff sheriff.
His
Sheriff
name is, what is your name? Is your name Gareth?
Garrett.
Gareth the tariff sheriff.
Garrett the tariff sheriff.
Nice to meet you.
From Minnesota.
Podunk, Texas.
Yeah, from Minnesota.
Podunk, Minnesota, Texas. The small town of Texas, Minnesota. And then the even smaller area of it's called Podunk inside the town of Texas in Minnesota.
It's a 3-block radius.
Well, Tariff Sheriff or Gareth, whichever you prefer to be called.
You go, Gareth.
Is there anything? So you're pro tariff. Do you feel like our trading partners around the world, or in this case, in these other towns, do you feel that they're not paying their fair share, or do you feel like it's been working great up to
I'll
now?
tell you what. Look, this is just my job. I don't think anybody's paying their fair share. Some paying more, some paying less. But what I know is we got these here tariffs, and I'm the here sheriff.
That's all you gotta do. You're doing your job.
I'm just upholding the laws,
Up there,
doing my job.
right? Because you don't really have a lot of say in this. You're the
don't.
enforcer.
That's right. I'm the strong
Strong arm
of the law.
There you go. Hiya.
The
Tariff sheriff.
long, strong arm of the law.
There you go. The strongest, longest arm of
You know what I'm
the
talking
sheriff in game. Where do you rank? Are you above an FBI, like on equal footing? How does
I
that
got
work?
background. I got background in all of it. I've been in the FBI. I've been in the CIA.
Mhm.
I ain't been on the WXYZ because that was a radio station.
Are you LGBTQ?
No, I ain't get down with them.
Well, those are just letters. You were saying letters. I thought those might be some letters.
Don't tell nobody. But
I
I
mean-
mean, got background. I even got background in BLC.
Oh, we know that. You do now.
I was the internet coordinator's handler.
Oh.
In other words, they kept me down in the basement to feed that big Gorlax
Oh,
thing.
Gorlax.
they got
Oh,
down there.
yeah. Okay. See, so that's and you know as well as we do. Then also, Gorlax food is imported from China,
It is.
and so there's going to be it's going to cost us a lot more.
It's going up. The price is going up, fellas.
No, but that's your job. You're into that.
Ready.
So it's all right. Well, Tariff Sheriff, like I said, I hope to never see you again.
I thank you for
But I
inviting
feel
me
like you
on
might
so
come
I
back.
can speak my words.
Is there anything? Well, I do have one question, and then I'll let you go. And I apologize.
Go.
I know you're a
Come
busy
on.
guy.
I
Why
am.
did we?
I got some sheriffing to do.
I understand. You got some tariffing to do too.
The tariff.
So
sheriff.
why did we decide to tariff some uninhabited islands? Was there any real? Was that just a show of force over islands that
penguins.
no one lived on?
We're gonna tax them penguins.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
anonymous penguins.
They're gonna pay their way by doing a little tap dance song.
Yeah, I guess that March of Penguins.
They're gonna happy feet
Yeah,
themselves.
happy feet.
Yeah.
You mean happy feet. They're
Yeah.
gonna do the live action version.
They're gonna do it at the Trump parade.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. All right.
All right, Sheriff, Sheriff.
Tariff
Sheriff.
sheriff got to go tariff sheriffs and tariffs.
Yep, go share it up. Tear it up, share it up.
We'll
Yeah.
holler at you in about 6 months and see where
All
we're
right,
at.
love you. We hope we still can afford internet by then.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Some of us can't.
Some of us already can't. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's only going to get
I'm trying
worse.
to keep it low, baby. I'm trying to keep it low.
With some people on the show. Well, Fred, I'm sorry you had to
I
step
got to
out.
diversify my gigabyte.
That's right. And he thinks if he sends them slower, they won't be as affected by the,
That's right.
the stock market. So,
Yeah.
Fred, I'm sorry you had to step out, but we were joined
Yeah.
by Gareth, the Tariff Sheriff. He was able to give us a lot of information and a lot of examples of how people spoke in the Wild West.
Yes.
I miss it, man. I
So,
always miss it.
Pretty good. I think we learned a lot. I feel like I learned a lot.
Yes.
Just saying. Well, Fred, again, the world is looming. Things are crazy, Fred, but you know what?
Yep.
When things are crazy, that's when great men
You get
do
crazy.
great things.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Is that something somebody said? Probably. I said it. That counts.
You said it. There you go.
So, Fred,
You're
I
somebody.
decided.
You are
that-
somebody.
I decided, yeah, and I decided I'm a great man, and I decided in the spirit of my greatness, I was going to take one for the team,
Up the
and
butt.
for the whole team over on this side of the thing, and watch
Of
a
the closet.
movie that some people it was lots of closets. And Fred, I sat down and I watched the movie with your friend SZA.
Yeah.
One of those days, a
Right.
classic. Have you seen the movie yet?
I have not, and I wanted to, but I knew it was inappropriate.
One of them
for children,
days. One of
so,
them.
like,
I apologize.
One of them days.
Too white right off the get.
Just one of them days.
Right off the get, Alan. I went too
Yeah.
white with it.
I
one of
did. And I
those-
wanted to see
One of those. It's one of those
one
days.
of those days. Honey, it's
Gentlemen.
been one of those days.
Here we go again. Getting my slapping glove. You're
Yeah.
good for tonight.
So yeah, sorry, SZA and Keke Palmer, right?
Yes, Keke Palmer and SZA, both very attractive ladies, and
Right.
both really, you know what? Honestly, I saw the trailer for this, and I said, you know what,
Right.
Fred, it's been such a long time since there's been a really, really good, like
Yeah.
just straight buddy,
Hood-
fucked up
hood
kind of
movie.
hood comedy. And I mean, seriously,
Hey,
and Friday,
I saw-
I mean,
That's what I was gonna say. When I saw the previews, I was like, "Oh, this kind of puts me in the mind of Friday."
right, it's
You
got
know
a
what
little
I'm
Friday
saying?
vibe to it, which is, of course, one of the most
Right.
classic movies of all time.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
So it popped up like last week on my
He
Netflixes.
he paid Chris Tucker in weed.
He did.
Hey, can you blame him?
That's fucked up.
We've
Gotta do
all
what you
done
gotta
that.
do, man. How do we pay each other on this show? Right? Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, right.
So, but no, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to tune in. I had a little time on my hands and I watched it. I was hoping one of you guys had watched it as well.
I'm
you know what?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know what? I'm going to tell you guys right now. This is a spoiler-free review. It's
Okay.
probably going to be a pretty quick review, but I really enjoyed it. Actually, I thought it was pretty
Yeah.
good. You know, I mean,
Really?
it was your typical. It was exactly what no one's made in the last feels like 10 years.
Really? Okay.
You know, one
Was
of
it
those
funny?
comedies. Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah,
Like
it was funny.
it
okay.
wasn't hilarious,
Right.
but there were times Cat Williams was in it. He was good. You know,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
you know, it was
This
it was
is,
a
I
good
believe
movie.
this is I believe this is SZA's like debut or
Yeah,
acting.
yeah. I think
Other
it
than,
was,
like,
and she was good. You
videos.
didn't, you know, it
Didn't
says
know
something
she
that I
wasn't-
watched it, and I wasn't like, ugh, she's definitely not an actress.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that means something.
Yeah.
Like if you see Deion Sanders in a movie, like
Exactly.
He couldn't
You're
even
like,
act in the,
oh,
in the Hammer videos. In the
Yeah.
Hammer videos, he couldn't even act.
right. Charles Barkley and anything.
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, no, it also had Lil Ray Howery in it. So,
Laurel.
yeah, Laurel. Sorry, Laurel. My bad. I
Damn
thought I
white.
said Ray.
So
I can't
fucking
read.
white. He's white.
God damn it, I'm so white. It also had Ray Santiago, one of Alan's friends,
friends. Yeah.
and two white people in it. It was great. But no, it was really seriously definitely worth checking out. You know,
Okay.
it's a buddy comedy.
Right.
You know, it's a pretty quick watch. It's like an hour and a half, a little bit longer.
Okay.
It was pretty funny. It was definitely pretty interesting. You know, it was kind of what you expect in the end.
Okay.
Like in the end, you're like, How are they going to get out of this? Oh, they did.
Right. They got out of it.
Let's see how they got out of it. So it's all good. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. It's on Netflix. So if you got a Netflix, you know, watch it.
I'll
Netflix
check it
only
out.
freaking $27 a month now.
We got it. We got a little more time. You want to talk about the Minecraft movie dropped?
Of course.
The Minecraft movie dropped.
Were you first in line to go see it?
No, I haven't seen it, but like it's doing numbers.
Yeah, no,
like, it's doing big numbers, dude. Like, yeah, Snow White's like doing shit. Like,
yeah, dude, it doesn't seem like Snow White's gonna be doing very well.
No White's not gonna be doing.
But no, Minecraft. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna go see it this weekend. I think I might take.
Yeah, you go see. Zeke, my youngest son's really excited about it. He might take him go see it.
Yeah, let me know. Maybe we'll all hit it together. That way we can all spend $6,000.
Oh my god.
Okay. Dude, okay, so I told the kids, so you know, this is obviously school is a thing, and they're having what they call their booster-thon, which I don't know if you know they go to a not a private school, but like a charter school, and so I don't know if it's the same way with public schools, but they're forever trying to raise money right now. Like every week is some new fucking way to get in my wallet for these kids, and so now this last week it was like booster-thon or whatever. It ended yesterday. And they're like, "Oh, booster-thon, Dad, dude,
nobody likes the booster."
Right? Well, yeah, I'm like, yeah, okay, booster, but they're like, "Dude, perfect's part of it," and they
perfect. Oh my god,
yeah, dude, perfect. They're real
pimping.
And so they do like a video. They like watch a Dude Perfect video every day where they're like, "Look, check it out, we're doing backflips for booster-thon." Blah 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 blah.
It's like, hey. Insert school name here.
Right, it is. Yeah,
we're here.
Right, it's like, hey, we're bleeding brother, dude.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay. Yeah, so it is totally that. But they're like, hey, so we're doing it, and you should totally donate for this event. Like the end of the culmination of the booster-thon is the walk, the fun run, as they call it. But apparently, it's just a walk. So
if we raise $2 million, Dude Perfect comes to our school. We only have to give them $150 million.
Right, exactly. They're like, yeah, if all of our parents sell their homes, we'll get an autographed picture valued at $12. So
we can watch them for 12 hours try to drop a ping pong ball in a cup.
Yeah, in real life, it's gonna be great.
Real life, it's gonna be awesome.
600 freaking things later. So yeah, so they're like, hey, do it. And I was like, oh, you know, I saw the kids. First, this is how they get you, Fred. First, the kids come home. They're like, Dad, you got to sign us up. You just sign up. It's free to sign up. You sign us up. And that way we unlock the like, whatever, the first prize or whatever. And I was like, all right, I'll sign you guys up. And I was like, I'll donate something. You know, I don't know. Like, I'll throw a couple bucks at it, you know, whatever. Yeah. And like, no, you know, I'm not going to break the bank for it. But so they're like, sign up. So sign up. And then immediately it's like start getting emails 6 times a day about it from the booster people. Oh my God. And they're like, oh, you know, sponsor the fun run, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll probably sponsor the fun run, like give a couple bucks. You know, that's the big thing. And they're like, so they're like, we recommend you give $2 to the fun run. And I was like, oh, word, $2 is that? Yeah, I could swing. I can almost certainly swing $2 each for the fun run.
When you take it in pennies.
However, Fred, what they don't tell you is right before you get to the end of that, pledging $2 per child, they say, oh, don't forget, it's not $2. It's $2 per lap.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, and the average child walks between 30 and 40 laps.
Fuck you.
And I was like, so this is not a $2 donation. This is an $80 donation for each of them.
Oh my God.
No. And in return, Fred, they both get, wait for it, it's worth it,
a t-shirt.
A Dude Perfect keychain. I wish it was a t-shirt.
A keychain.
A keychain.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, that's what. And so the kids were like, Dad, you gotta donate. I was like, listen, I found where I could just do a donation. Yeah, they're like, I gotta get this keychain. I'm like, why? You don't even have keys.
Yeah.
You don't own keys. But so they're like, I was like, listen, I said, I found where I could just do a flat donation. I donated $10 each. Like, I'm not trying to do this. Like, I'm not donating $80 each. Sorry.
No.
We ain't got it like that. So, and even if we did have it like that, we ain't got it like that.
Yeah.
So I don't care if I'm sitting on literal stacks of money. That's too much. So they come back at the end of the booster-thon, which was again yesterday, at the fun run. And I pick them up and I'm like, hey, you know, how was school and everything? How was great? And they're like, Dad, literally, they're like, Dad, you wasted that $20. And I was like, what? What do you mean? First thing they said to me. I was like, what do you mean? They're like, we didn't get anything for that $10. And I'm like, so wait a minute. I donated $10 and you didn't get anything? And they're like, no, it had to be at least $30 to get the keychain.
Oh,
and I was like, well, sucks for y'all. Like, sorry.
Stupid,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Dude, just go online and look up.
That's what I told him. I was like, I'll get you a keychain. It's $3.
I'll get you.
Sure.
Yeah,
Get a
for
Home
real.
Depot, get him a keychain.
Yeah.
Get your whole damn Dude Perfect like gift bag for $12.
Yeah.
But I won't. But I could.
I could, but I ain't.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm an adult. I have $12. I have readily have access to $12.
$12.
Yeah,
I can get it. I can get it within hours, Fred.
That's insane.
So yeah, no, it's ridiculous, man. It's driving me insane. And that's the thing is, I'm like, this keeps happening, and like for them to get the Dude Perfect guys in on it, that got me.
Yeah, because
like,
you had
I get it.
They had to pay for that. Dude Perfect can't volunteer their time.
No.
Yeah, they did videos, they did all this stuff. And it's like if you raise, and I think the goal was like $20,000 or whatever this year for the school.
Yeah.
And so like literally every other day they'd send out and be like, we're so close to our goal. Just donate some more. And then I'm like, we got to the end and they're like
$15. They're like, come on.
At the end they're like, we didn't make it. At the end they're like, we didn't make it, so no one gets pajama day. And I was like,
we were a long way away. We're still gonna keep the money.
They're like, don't worry though, we'll keep the money. It won't do anything.
Keep the money, but we just didn't make our goal.
It won't do anything. You'll never see this money, kids. Sorry. The Dude Perfect guys get $80,000 per year for this from each
Who used to raise some money was Jerry Lewis.
Oh, yeah, Jerry Lewis can raise some money. Yep.
Man,
and
Jerry
I love
Lewis,
the
telethon.
man.
Yeah, man.
Dude.
I used to love that, man. So it was like 24 hours, wasn't it?
24 hours,
straight to the whole 24
they would have
hours.
all kinds of people out there. Like,
crazy
magicians and all kinds of people.
Yeah. Oh, well, you got 24 hours. Imagine, Alan, if we tried to do a 24-hour podcast. We would be doing. We would have to pull in every guest,
everybody
ever had, everyone we can think of, people we don't that have no skills.
Good
Get them in. We get some Trumper people in. We do everything.
What's the world record for podcast?
Oh, I'm sure it's a month. Let's see it.
For
let me look.
Straight?
All right.
A month
it depends.
Straight?
Let's see. I don't know.
Didn't they do the one event that we did? It was a whole weekend.
World's record for longest podcast. Yeah, it is. The world record for the longest uninterrupted podcast episode is 153 hours, which was achieved by a Dutch team of broadcasters and podcasters during Dutch Media Week in October of 2022. Which is essentially a week, so 6.6 days and a little change.
Jesus, man.
So so let's do that.
Well, never mind.
What if
shit? If it was like 18 hours or something, I might.
We can give it a go. Yeah, we give that a go. Yeah,
we do 31 minutes, and it's like we got to go to break.
Yeah, we don't have anything to talk about, guys. Here we are in hour 2. Oh shit! This was a mistake.
I'm getting hungry. Y'all keep it up.
Yeah, y'all keep talking. And we all get up at the same time and leave. Well, no, Fred,
going.
So you know what? Fred, I believe in problem solving. You know what? And that's what this show. If we're anything, Fred, we are a problem solving podcast. So if we're not if we can't realistically compete, that's what I'm saying. If we can't realistically compete for this 180 whatever hour longest podcast record, Why don't we flip the script and try to do the shortest podcast? Exactly.
Yeah, I got you. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So let's look up the record for the world's shortest podcast and see what we can do for that. I mean, I feel like it's got to be like a third of a second, right? Let's see. Okay, world's shortest podcast episode, 1 second. There you go.
We can beat that.
We can totally beat. Dude, we can talk for way less than that.
Boy, that's how long people listen to the podcast. Like
1 second.
Let's turn it on and turn that shit right back on.
Yeah.
So we guarantee that. 41 seconds. That's way longer. That's too long.
That's too long, man.
That was in 2010. Yeah, 1 second. Alan.
Long.
Let's do at the 31 second mark. Let's do the podcast. There you go. Right there. Cut it as soon as I finish saying that, and then put that out as this week's episode. Hey, Fred, we're gonna put all the rest of this in the vault. We don't need it.
That's it. Yeah. We don't need it no more.
We don't need it. We're gonna call it the world's shortest podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you caught it live, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. This is like when you got to see Sting play at your grandma's dive bar in Peoria, Indiana before he became popular.
It's like that.
You're like, that kid's gonna make it album. Yeah.
It's secret Wu-Tang album.
Right. You heard it. You just happened to be behind the car that was streaming it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's all over. You're done.
Oh my God.
Well, speaking of being done, we're gonna take a quick break. The world's mediumest long podcast break. And we'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to the 184th. Fred, I was on the trigger on that one. Welcome back to the 184th edition of the Black Lincoln Collective Podcast. We're so glad you're still with us. We're so glad we all did a bunch of cocaine during the break. So fired up.
Yeah, that cocaine.
God, you don't want no
I'll
part
do a
of this.
little toot. I'll do a little toot.
Now, all right, we'll do a toot now.
Once
You
a
don't
year.
want no part of this. What was that? I can't think of that.
Yeah.
I do it once a year. I
Do
beat
it,
up on
yeah, do
Stanley.
it. Well, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're so glad you're still with us. Fred, you know, this episode, I don't know if this episode is just, I feel like to label us pop culture is really not only an insult to all pop culture podcasts,
A disservice to our listeners.
but also a disservice to us and our listeners because we
That's
are
it.
so much more than that sometimes.
We were born.
Sometimes we're significantly less than that,
Yeah.
but sometimes we're
Most
more.
times.
Today, we've talked about tariffs. We've talked about
Right.
raising money, saving people's lives,
That's it.
sort of, and how we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And now, Fred, I'd like to broach the subject of, in a way, fake news. Fred, have you heard the term fake news ever in the last 8 years? Maybe
Yeah,
once or twice.
Quite a bit.
Maybe in
Maybe
passing.
once or twice.
Well, Fred, I've got
Yeah.
some facts for you and Alan. I've got some that are true. Well, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, some that are true but sound fake, and some that are fake but sound true.
Ooh.
So I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decipher what's the fake news and what's the fake news. Fake news. It's real
Faux
news.
news.
That's right.
Got that
Faux
faux news.
news. So,
Real
Fred,
news of the fake news.
Fred,
Yep.
fact or fiction? Oh, beyond belief.
Fiction.
Fact or fiction?
Affliction.
Fiction. Okay. Octopuses have three hearts. 2 pump blood to the gills, and 1 pumps it to the rest of the body. Is that fake or true?
I actually know a lot about octopi, and yes, that is true. They have 3 hearts.
That is true. He's right, Alan.
Octopi.
Octopi.
Octopes.
Yeah. Octopi.
Octopes.
I just watched that Tom Hanks shit on NBC.
Called octopus.
Like, no, it's called like The Great Americas. And like
Octopus.
they did the West Coast the other day, and they found like a large it was a giant, I can't remember, it's a giant squid, a giant octopus, and like they're rarely ever seen, you know what I'm saying? And they showed it like the male and the female mating, and then the female, she went into her little cave, pulled the rocks like up,
sexually,
and laid all the eggs, and she stayed in there for like, I think it was 9 months. I think it was. She stayed in there for 9 months, and then like she died. That's like she dies after that. Like that's it.
Well, that's fucking depressing.
Like,
Thanks, Fred.
She was all red. She was all red and pink when she went in. You know what I'm saying? And like after the 9 months, she was all white. She's just like, she gave all of her energy and everything to the babies.
There you go.
Crazy. That thing was huge, though. It was fucking huge.
Fred, I think if we were ever to do a reality show and it was to be nautically themed, but also porn themed, I would call it Coctopus Cove. Because that sounds like a great, I would watch that show.
Octopus Cove.
Starring
Coctopus Cove.
Kakusto.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Kakusto. Only on Fubo TV.
Tubi.
Tubi, yeah, Tubi. That's
And Tubi. Yeah, Tubi.
So, Fred, how about this? Goldfish only have a 3-second memory. Is
That's
that true or is that false?
It's real, buddy.
What do you think, Alan?
I think that's false.
Alan's right. Goldfish can remember things for months.
Really? I thought it was always that's the saying.
It's lies. Lie. Fake news.
Yes, it is. Fake news.
Fake news.
There
Right.
it is.
Nope, never mind. It's fake news. There's something I was going to say that rhymes with news that starts with a J, but nope. Wombat poop. Straight to wombat poop. Wombat poop is cube shaped. Is that true or is that false?
Oh, dang. I would say that's false.
Let's see how something could poop a cube.
I'm gonna say true. It's weird
Brad,
enough to be true.
You're absolutely right. Sounds fake.
yeah?
But is true. That's right. It helps
You draw
the cube shape, helps it from rolling away, and it helps to mark their territory.
Yeah. You could just draw numbers on them and use them as dice.
Just square shit.
Yeah.
Aren't the wombats the ones that wombats the ones that kill you with their butt?
Maybe
their butt is so hard it has tissue. So what they do is they'll go in the hole, put their head in the hole, and leave their butt sticking out, and can't hurt them. I saw.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen something.
I don't know if that is a wombat or I don't know.
Wombat.
I'm not gonna look. What I'm not gonna do is Google wombat face down, ass up. That's for sure.
I tried.
Not COVID stuff.
I'm not gonna say, "Hey Siri, Google wombat face down." Not gonna tell people to do that on their phones. I hope that works for somebody. Fred, did you know, Fred, or do you think that cracking your knuckles causes arthritis?
I've heard that.
I've heard.
I'm gonna say true.
I don't think it's true.
I'm gonna say false because
he said true.
Yeah,
that's all you need to know. And that's all it takes to win. Because there's no science that proves cracking your knuckles leads to any more arthritis than not cracking your nuts.
Well, fuck it.
I wish people called them nuts.
I can't even crack them. My fucking knuckles.
I can't do it either.
My wife can't do it anymore.
My wife
man.
doesn't. I don't ever crack my knuckles, and like my wife does it, and it sounds like she's ripping her freaking limbs off. It's so gross.
I can't do it. It hurts my knuckles to like
it hurt,
push me like that.
Yeah.
I bet I ever get into another fight, man. I can't even punch no more.
You're done. You're toast.
My hands are fat now. I can't.
Speaking of toast,
meat.
It's all fatty and stuff.
Yeah. They're like, oh, this is the most comfortable punch I've ever received.
Punching me with pillows? What are you doing?
I feel better now. Like my skin is softer somehow.
Like getting slapped by gelatin.
Right. So, Fred, did you know that bananas grow on trees?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
No, they don't, bitch. Actually, they grow on large herbaceous plants that look like trees.
No, that's a fucking tree, man.
That's not a tree. It's a
define a tree.
Plant. A large
define tree.
Not a large herbaceous plant.
Herbaceous.
Okay,
it's not.
On, let me see.
Are trees not large? Are trees not herbaceous?
Banana tree real? Birds aren't real.
Go misa
banana tree a real? No, banana plants aren't trees.
Instead, trees, they are herbs. Are they taller than you? I ain't never seen a plant
I'm
taller than me. You ain't taller than banana trees.
Banana trees. They're called banana plants.
Right.
And that.
That's why they say.
I ain't never heard nobody say, "Let's go to the banana plant."
Calling me bananas.
I've never heard anybody say, "Let's go to the banana tree."
I've never heard
anyone
say
there's a book. I read my kids that book.
Banana tree.
Chicka chicka boom boom.
Chicka chicka banana.
Chicka chicka boom boom.
I read my kid llama llama pink pajamas. What is it? Llama pajamas.
Chicka chicka boom.
Bananas in pajamas.
No, llama, because it's like, have you ever heard? I think Ludacris,
Lorenzo Llama,
does the rap to like the llama song, like the llama book. It's like llama red pajama. No, it's so good, dude. I think it was Ludacris. Because it was like llama red pajama.
Yeah, it sounds
like it was like, oh yeah, you're like, oh, that's all right. So Fred, did you know? That there is there? Do you know again that there's a species of jellyfish that could theoretically live forever under the right conditions. Is that true or is that not true?
Weird enough to be true. Jellyfish live forever.
Yep, there you're right. It's called
Forever jelly.
Teratopsis domi, and it could live forever if it lives in your anus.
It's a butt jelly.
It's a butt.
It's the jellyfish
butt is-
loves your butt.
Jelly KY jellyfish.
It's a KY jellyfish.
KY
That's right.
KY jellyfish. For your
You might have
anus.
just named it.
Lives in your butt. It lives in your butt.
So, Fred,
Diddy had a
yes,
whole bunch of.
he had a whole slew.
Diddy had a
of them.
whole bunch of.
He had
them,
what do you call a group of jellyfish? A school.
Diddy.
A school. A ditty, yeah. A ditty of jellyfish.
I know this guy allegedly he was in the ocean and a jellyfish came. He was going commando, and the jellyfish came out and rubbed his balls. And he had to go to the hospital.
Then he
Allegedly,
stuck him in the
He
balls.
stuck it on the balls. He had to go to the hospital.
Oh my god! You should just let somebody
Allegedly.
piss on his balls.
That's right.
Hey
You
man,
piss
you
on your
piss
own.
on my balls.
Allegedly.
Piss on my
Allegedly,
balls, man.
yep. And his brother made fun of him allegedly the
Yeah.
whole way there.
Yeah. He allegedly deserved it.
Yeah.
Fred, did you know, is it true, Fred, that bulls get angry at the color red?
I don't know. No, I don't. think
True.
so.
I would say true because they have the whatever guys.
No. Bulls are colorblind, Alan.
Colorblind.
It's the movement of the cape that agitates them. That agitates them. I'm trying to keep it fancy, Fred. Agitate sounds way cooler.
So why do they use the red? I guess it looks cool.
Because red looks
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. That way you can't see the blood when they get
Right.
stuck.
That's probably is what it is, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably easier to clean.
Right. It's all red.
It's all
Like,
right.
the whole inside of the bull is red. We'll just get one of those.
It's easy to
Hey.
clean.
Never underestimate the value of having to do less laundry. So, Fred, how about this one? The Great Wall of China is visible from space. Huh? True
No,
or no?
false.
True.
Alan's right. No,
It
Alan's
is?
wrong. Alan's
Mm.
wrong.
It's not.
Astronauts
Yeah.
have confirmed that it is really not easy to see.
Yeah, but
Very
it said
well.
it. No, I'm not. I didn't say it was easy. It said you could see it.
I don't think you could really see it. It's not even that big.
It's great.
Well, I mean,
It's
yeah.
just
So are the taco shells I get at Walmart.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I don't
They're
see it
good.
with fucking Just saying, dude. Just saying.
Great value taco.
You're
Great
right.
value taco shells. That's right. But you can't see it from space, Fred.
But it's still great.
But they're great.
They're
Yeah,
great.
no doubt. No doubt about that. They're great. So, Fred, how about this one? Honey never spoils.
True.
False.
Nope, that is true. Honey never spoils. You can still
Yeah.
eat honey found in ancient Egyptian tombs. Don't.
Really?
I was looking at Fred. So I'm
Don't,
sure
But you
don't.
can't.
No, I mean don't. But I mean you can if you really want, but you
can.
shouldn't.
Don't do
I mean that just doesn't seem like a good
it.
idea.
No,
I would sell it,
it's 3,000 € honey.
dude. You would
Yeah.
buy that. Have you heard of
Yeah.
mad honey, Fred?
No.
Okay, so there's this type of honey that, like, there. I guess the bees that make it or whatever have some kind of certain venom that it basically is like a hallucinogenic honey.
Really?
Yes, and you can buy it. I was thinking about buying some for the show for us to try, but apparently it's like you can do it and you'll be all right.
Mm.
But if you take too much of it, it will drive you insane.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
No,
riding
there's
that line,
there's like
dude.
no. It's like they only sell it, like they sell it pre-portioned. They're like, this is the amount you take.
No.
We got to
Yeah,
do it. Right?
take that shit.
I don't
and
trust them.
then
I
to
don't
the
trust them.
hospital
They,
and get some old lady yelling at you and you pee yourself.
Their body ain't my body. Yeah, I'm pissing myself again.
Fred's like, not again.
Get away from me, you old dragon, bitch.
He's like, I'm a bee. He's like, no, I don't want to become a bee.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing it, Fred.
fucking Jerry Seinfeld started following me all around. Hey, what's going on? What's with it near the bee?
Hey,
Yeah,
what's
the
with
bee
the
movie,
movie?
that's right.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I just want to
Fred-
be me.
You're like, I just want to be dead, Jerry Seinfeld. I'm gonna jump off this roof and fly with my little bee wings. Well, Fred,
What's
have
the
you ever
deal with
heard?
that
Have you heard
guy?
the term "lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice"?
Yes, of course.
That is true
Not
or
true.
false?
That is false.
I got to say
That is true.
it's true.
It is false.
What? It's false.
What Alan said is true. It is false because Alan said false, so he's right.
Yeah.
Lightning
Yeah.
can strike anywhere, and it does all the
Yeah.
time, wherever you are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I see that video of that
Because,
guy
like,
getting
the
hit twice.
dude. Like that was a dude who got hit like 12 times. You know what I mean? I think he's
Yeah,
dead now. but,
crazy.
Like, yeah, it's
If
crazy.
you get hit by
motherfucker.
lightning 12 times, yeah, you're done.
Yeah, dude.
Like, good try.
I don't feel like by the second one. They say the safest way if you ever in a lightning storm is head down, ass up. Like
Right.
put your sticky butt in the air.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's nature's lightning rod.
Oh, really? I thought they said basically just hold the umbrella and get under it.
So
you
you
show-
you take it right up the hole is the safest way to take a lightning
That's right.
bolt.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
It
it's
says
the most padded way.
Yeah.
that's the farthest part from your brain. So that's pretty good.
Wow.
Your Angus. If you're a wombat, that's what wombats do in lightning storms, Fred.
Yeah.
They stick their
They're
butt
like,
in
finally, this is what I've been doing all this ass training for. That's why I have poop cubes like the Minecraft movie. So, how about this one, Fred? Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. True or false?
I'm gonna say it's true.
Safe.
Sloths are really, really slow. So
Sloths are really slow. You're right. Sloths can actually hold their breath up to 40 minutes underwater, which is longer than dolphins.
shut up.
Sloths can
40 minutes.
breathe. I don't know how that works, but what a weird trait to have.
Yeah.
Like, is that like you're like we're the slowest fucking animal, but we can breathe underwater for a long. Like, we can hold our breath for a long time.
Can't breathe under water.
Well, first, I mean, he's got to
for
crawl into the water. That takes him 30 minutes to do that.
40 minutes.
Keep going, dude. Keep going, Alan, Fred. Let's see who can finish their story first. Well, that's the whole thing. Is that the issue? Is that they're like God was like, listen, we dropped one of these in the water when we were creating it, and it took it like a good half hour to get out. We're gonna have to give him some time. Like throw in the extra breath perk. I don't know. But yeah, that's crazy.
I saw a kid on a zip line. He was like zipping on the zip line through the rainforest and shit, and a fucking sloth jumped out and caught the line. Like,
Oh, shit.
yeah, he was
Oh,
like,
like in front
oh
of him?
shit, yeah, like in front of him. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
no.
He's like, oh shit. And the
It's time
dude,
for
like
sloth
the
sushing.
guy that was behind him, like came and like got it. You know what I'm saying? And like had to zip the rest of the way holding the sloth.
Oh man, what a day!
Fastest that sloth ever moved.
Oh, I bet that sloth was loving it. Probably died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
Well, Fred, how about this? Sharks existed before trees. Is that true? Not
Yeah.
true.
That sounds kind of Pangea-ish.
Sure. Over 400 million years ago, sharks roamed the oceans, predating trees by millions of years.
Really?
There you
Megalodon.
go.
Yeah, because I guess the earth was full of water before it had trees on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything was everything before the time that it is now.
Before it was a thing.
Right, exactly. Well, Fred, I do have a few quick stories. We were going to do tech shits, but I
Right.
don't have time for full tech shits. So we're just
Yeah.
going to do our own little world of wonderment.
I heard. Did you hear about Elon? I don't mean to break you up, but
I have not heard about Elon Musk. Elon Musk or the other
Yeah.
Elon that we know?
yeah, that Elon.
Elon Davidson.
Elon Masterson.
That's right.
No,
Elon Hitler.
he was online like playing this game, and
Oh, I did hear about that. Then
and
you got
then they just
cyberbullied.
like spammed the shit out of him.
Yeah,
God.
that dude's been paying people for years
Yeah,
to make him look like he can play video games. He lost to
Right.
he lost to the tutorial boss in that game. That's why and then he was like, "Oh, lost connection." Good.
They
That dude
said
deserved
you
it.
can see like the moment his spirit broke. Like I was
Oh,
just,
Yeah, because people were like, "No one likes you. You're gonna die
you
alone."
die alone. Yeah, you're
And,
gonna
like,
die
yeah.
alone. Nobody loves you. You
Somebody
have
came
no
on and they're
real
like, "Hey,
friends.
Elon, it's your I think it's like Ashley St. Clair or whatever, which is
Yeah.
one of the 14 kids that he has mom." She's like, "I've been
Right.
trying to get a hold of you, but you won't return my calls. So the only way I can get on is through this Twitch stream. Can you please pay me back child support?" And he was just like, "Oh God, like, oh, it's so funny, dude. You know you can't get away. You know you can't get away with
No,
that
you
shit. You
can't,
gotta
man.
know."
I just don't understand. Like, why won't you just do that shit anonymously?
Well,
You
because you
have
don't
to-
do any. Because the problem is we see what we see.
right.
But a guy like Elon Musk or like Donald Trump, they don't see things the way we do because they have people around
Right,
them
yeah.
like, oh, they love you, dude. Like all these people are saying that.
yeah.
Of course, yeah,
they're
of course
None of
they're
them
spray painting
fuckers see anything
Teslas.
like we do. None of them do.
yeah,
Right.
Nah.
I mean, I bet you 3/4 of the government has never cooked. Didn't they have
Yeah,
some
yeah.
politician cooking some 4th of July or something? And he was at a grill, and the grill wasn't even on, and he had. Like,
Oh
these-
yeah,
I can't remember who that was. It was like,
It might have been Biden. They
It was
had
one
like
of them.
Photoshop. They had Photoshop like meat and shit on the
Cooking,
grill.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like they
Yeah,
don't know.
so
I mean, most of
fake.
them never driven.
Yeah, I believe
Right.
but I think like Joe Biden has probably grilled out before.
Well,
I
yeah, he
think-
was old, so like, he
Right, I feel
came
like
up
that's
Yeah,
with-
well, yeah, because he was around when fire was invented.
Right.
So, you know.
Exactly. But no, like they were talking about Trump and he was talking about groceries. He's like, groceries. What a
Yeah.
word. And they're like, do you think does he not know that the word groceries has existed before
Yeah.
now?
Yeah,
I remember
right.
when George
They ain't
Bush,
never had to get groceries.
when George
No.
Bush ran against Clinton. George Bush did not know, the dad did not know what a scanner was to
Right.
scan the groceries. He had never been to
Oh,
a grocery
yeah.
store. And he came in, he
Right.
said, "What's that?" And it was like, "Motherfucker, you don't know what that is." And that's
Yeah,
when I
because
realized
different
these
light
people
brand.
never they don't know.
They don't.
They
know.
have no
Different
idea.
light.
That's crazy, man.
It is.
That's crazy.
But
Just
Fred-
to be disconnected.
Yeah.
Well, and
And-
then it's supposed to be like, oh, let me tell you what's best for you.
Right.
Fred, let me tell you, that is crazy, but not quite as crazy as a man from Nevada that was arrested Wednesday after 7 tigers were seized from his home. Fred, they were registered as, we've said this before, emotional support animals. So officials raided Carl Mitchell's, Carl with a K, of course,
Is it an
home
entire cake?
Wednesday morning and arrested him on suspicion of resisting arrest. How the fuck is that a charge? First of all.
Suspicion
Suspicion of resisting arrest.
They're like, we
He
think
looked like
you
he was
might
gonna
be
run.
resisting. Yeah, like
Yeah, we thought he was gonna.
He
was-
looked like
he
he
was-
was gonna run.
He was standing next to
y'all.
them tigers,
right.
and we were gonna get
Yeah.
close to them tigers.
That's
So,
all it took. So Mitchell,
Yeah.
71, did not have a special conditions animal permit to own the animals. And apparently that's what drove him to be suspected of resisting arrest. So yeah, they
He's not
said,
going down easy, Jonathan.
yeah, he told them, listen, they said they received information over the years that he walks tigers loose around the property, which is in of course, the desert in Las Vegas. But-
Right, okay.
He told people he did not need permits because the tigers are his emotional support animals and the public was not in any danger from them. Just for the record, the ADA, the American with Disabilities Act, does not yet recognize tigers as emotional support animals. So, but Alan, interesting you said he was the Tiger King because he said he did rescue multiple cats from Tiger King Joe Exotic.
So exotic.
There you go. So now you know.
Well, I
And
wonder if
now,
he was. I mean,
Yeah.
if he wasn't treating the animals bad, I guess.
well, I guess he initially accompanied deputies who were
just
walking
have
around the
fucking
property
tiger.
during the raid, but refused to hand over the keys to the tiger cages so a veterinarian and wildlife refuge workers could inspect and take custody of the tigers. So that's where he, I guess, resisted.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want you to take my tigers away.
Right. And so they're like, well, that's resisting. Cuff him.
Please don't take my tigers away.
I need my tigers. So there you go, Fred. How's that for weird news?
There
Fred,
you go.
Unfortunately for you, and unfortunately for me, and unfortunately for all of us, and really the entire world, I have to tell this story, and I don't want to tell this story because, well, Fred, if I'm being honest with you, it grosses me the fuck out.
Oh man.
And I can't
Oh,
say this. There's no way I can say this nicer than I'm saying it right now. So let me take a quick sip of water because I'm going to need it for this. You're not going to like this.
is it gross? Is it
No,
some
Fred,
butt
it's
stuff?
not gross. It's worse than gross. Fred, fake Down syndrome influencers created with AI are being used to promote OnlyFans content.
Oh,
Yep. Let me let that
is
sink
it
in.
that girl? Is it that girl?
It's one of those. Fred, fake Down
She
syndrome
ain't real.
influencers created with AI are being used to promote OnlyFans content. That's right. A disturbing trend has emerged where AI is being used to create Instagram influencers with Down syndrome to promote adult content on platforms like OnlyFans and FanView. This practice, which involves stealing content from real creators and replacing their faces with AI-generated retarded ones, has grown into a concerning industry.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that?
Yes, I sent it
Have
to
you-
you because I was like, "What is that? How do you feel about this?"
Yes.
That was weird. That was a
That
weird
was
feeling.
So weird, man. Like
So
I thought
there
it was real. I thought it was
I
real.
I do think so. I don't know that one was.
I don't know. I don't think it's real.
But it
no.
also just so just so everybody listening knows,
Yeah.
I did not send Fred or Alan a link to like an
She was
AI.
butt naked.
I never
Sent
received
me a
it.
link to a butt naked.
No, I did not send you a link to a
Butt-faced girl.
butt naked Down syndrome person. I sent you to an exercise. It was an exercise video where they were exercising, and I was like, and at the very end, she turns around, and you're like, oh, Down syndrome. So
Yeah.
I wanted Fred to feel how I felt when it came up in my feed, where I was like, oh, okay, she's oh, that's weird, and then that's why I
They
did
were
it.
making the comments. They were making jokes like, she down, I'm down. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And, well, apparently that's the real thing. So the fake personas are then used after they're created. They're used to sell nudes on monetized platforms with a focus on exploiting the fetishization of disabilities. I did not know that was a fetish.
I didn't know it was a thing.
I didn't know, man.
That's crazy. People.
It's crazy.
Wow.
This is ending soon.
One of
Let's
the AI generated influencers is called at Maria Dupari, and she has over 148,000 Instagram followers.
And she's an
However,
AI bot.
Well, apparently her junk has gone away now since this has been published. But overall, these accounts recycle content, reusing videos and bios and link to the same adult content pages. Although many of the deepfake faces appear convincing, subtle errors expose their artificial nature. So there you go, Fred. How do you like that? How you like this, Fred? How you like this for a hashtag?
That's crazy.
The influencers frequently promote their AI modified appearances with explicit references to adult content, with some even using terms like hashtag only down to push their message. It's crazy, man.
Like hashtag I'm down.
Dude,
Like,
Whatever they can do to get some money.
I mean, that's just gross, though. Like, it's gross. I never knew.
No. Hashtag pound down.
Hashtag gross. I just never would have thought that that would be like a thing that people would.
But I told you before, I saw that Down syndrome commercial.
I
like,
know.
where she was like the girl, she was real girl, Down syndrome. I can party, I can drink,
Right,
I
like
have
I can
sex,
bang
you know what I'm saying?
dudes. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I can bang dudes.
Yeah, she's like, I can bang whatever I want, dirt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, bro. Just
I don't either, but it's weird.
the world is opening up, and it's
Is
gonna
it?
swallow us whole.
Yep, we're
It's gonna
toast.
swallow us whole.
As they say, we're cooked, ladies and gentlemen.
We're cooked.
So,
Give me the
speaking of being cooked, oh my gosh, Alan's sending things in the group chat he shouldn't be sending. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am certainly cooked after that. I hope you guys all have a great week. We'll be back next week with our post-Easter.
That's it.
So,
Happy Easter.
Happy,
Yep.
no, it'll be next. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that'll be next week. Well,
Happy
whatever.
Easter eventually.
Easter
Sort
will
of.
be over by the time
Easter
the
will
next
be,
one come out. So
Happy
yeah, so
Easter
happy
Island.
Easter.
Don't
Happy
forget
Easter.
to follow
Easter
the
Head
show.
Island.
Yeah,
There you
Easter.
go.
Easter my butt. All right. Good night, everybody. Go find some eggs. They can cost $63 each.
Oh my God.
See you next week, ladies and
All
gentlemen.
right, I'll see you later.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Mark.
see ya.